So in today's day and age, talking to camera is becoming one of the most valuable skill sets that you can possibly have. With the rise of social media, it's impossible to go a day without seeing someone talk to the camera. And more times than not, you see that person talking to the camera and they just look so natural. You know, the words are coming out fluidly. It doesn't look like they're messing up or uncomfortable. But most people aren't like that. Or myself anyway, I definitely wasn't like that when I first started out. You know, when you first do start, you realize how hard it is just to talk to camera. You know, you start off and it's like, hi guys, welcome to my channel. And it's uncomfortable to watch, it's uncomfortable to record, it's just uncomfortable process all around. So in today's video, I'm gonna be breaking down 5 simple steps that can help you improve and get super comfortable in front of the camera. So one of the main reasons why it is so difficult to talk on camera is just because you are talking to a thing. You know, there's nothing that's just giving you a response, there's nothing that's nodding or giving you a little just nothing. It's just, you're talking to a thing. Imagine going up to a brick wall and having a full-on conversation with that brick wall and sounding natural. You just wouldn't, because there's nothing coming back to you. And it's just, yeah, as I said, unnatural. So that is one of the reasons why it is so uncomfortable talking on camera and you can't really get that full natural conversation flow, just because you aren't having a conversation. You are really just talking to yourself, trying to make it look like you're talking directly to, well, you. But just because it is unnatural and quite frankly awkward, that doesn't mean that you can't get better at the skill. Which leads me on to my first point of identifying that it is a skill. And like with any skill, how do you get better? You practice. Yes, it's the most boring tip in the world. No one wants to hear it, just practice. But quite frankly, it is the main thing of how you can get better at any skill, regardless of what it is. But when I say to practice, what do I mean? So my simple tip of practicing would just be to film yourself as often as possible. What I'd recommend is make daily vlogs. Now, these aren't vlogs that you want to be releasing to anyone, because really they're probably going to be rubbish and they're going to be uncomfortable to make, uncomfortable to edit, and uncomfortable to release to the public. So it's more just you talking to your phone, whether it's your iPhone, your camera, whatever it is, telling your iPhone about your day. No one's really going to see this, so it is something just for you to get comfortable talking on camera. You know, just pull your camera out and talk about your day. What was the best part? What was the worst part? What was something interesting? Just talk and ramble to the camera, just so you can get used to this weird thing of talking to something that doesn't reply back to you, something that doesn't respond, something that is just an object. And while we're doing that, not only will you get more comfortable talking to the camera, but as you start to watch through your videos every day, you'll start to pick up on certain things that you like that you do, or you don't like that you do. And then you can start to progress and start to cut those things out. Yes, it's boring. You don't want to be doing that. You should be straight to talking great on camera, but like with any skill, you can't go from 1 to 100 straight away. It is a process of you getting more comfortable and making that skill more natural. And a small tiny tip within that tip is to just focus on looking at the camera, because it's so easy to have a look when you're, especially on your phone, to look at the screen when you're looking at yourself, or if you have a flip out screen on your camera, to look at the flip out screen, and you can see how weird this disconnect is when I'm looking here as opposed to looking here right at you. Like, there's just a clear disconnect. So try and really focus on looking right at the camera. And the next tip is to talk about a project you are passionate about or genuinely interested in. Now, this will just make the whole process easier of you talking to the camera, because if you're comfortable in what you're saying, you'll be able to say that comfortably. But if you don't really know what you're saying, you're not really interested in it, then it's just going to be even harder to get those words out your mouth and sound natural and look comfortable on camera. So simply just talk about things you are genuinely interested in, or if not, don't talk about it. Like, it's as really simple as that. If you want to be as comfortable as possible, make yourself comfortable by talking about something you are comfortable in. And the third point is to pre-plan what you're going to say on camera. Now, this really is one of the easiest things you can do to make yourself better on camera. If you know roughly what you're going to say before you start saying it, it makes saying it so much easier. But if you know, you're trying to make it up on the spot and still sound natural, it's just not going to work. It's the same with you having a speech in front of, I don't know, a massive audience of 50,000 people. Don't know where you'd be for that many people. But if that was the case, if you went up there and they said, go for it, start talking, you'd be so uncomfortable because you have no idea what to say. But if you pre-planned something and prepared something, you'd probably still be uncomfortable, but it would be a lot more pleasant of an experience if you knew what you were going to say. Now, again, it doesn't have to be word for word, but at least have the bullet points and the topics covered of what you want to get across in the video. And number 4 is to study other creators that you enjoy watching. Now, for me, this is the funnest tip, because it's not really procrastinating anymore when you're watching YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is. You're now doing homework. Let's call it that. You're doing homework, you're doing research. But since essentially you want to just understand why is it that you enjoy watching these creators? What is it they're doing that you enjoy watching? Why do you like the way they talk? Why do you like the way their videos put together? Like, just start to build a catalog of things that you enjoy that these creators are doing. Because these are all things that you could potentially start doing as well to make yourself more comfortable. They're good at what they do for a reason. You like what they're doing for a reason. So try and identify what that reason is so you can start implementing that into your own videos. So the fifth and final tip is just to remember you can save yourself in the edit. This clip that we're currently recording is 44 minutes and 17 seconds. Of course, you can see the video is not that long, but that is the power of editing. Just remember, you don't have to include every single time you mess up. You don't have to include every single time something goes wrong. You can edit all of it out. Even if you do mess up, but you still need that information, put B-roll. Look at this. I'm talking, but you can't see me. So it's okay if I mess up. And that's what I've done throughout this video. It's what loads of creators do throughout their videos. Not everyone is as comfortable as they seem on camera, but with the power of editing, you can kind of look that way. But yeah, those are my 5 tips of how you can get super comfortable talking on camera. I do hope they have helped. So if you have got a lesson, laugh, or light bulb moment from this video, I'd really appreciate it if you drop a like down below. And if you're feeling extra nice, you could hit the subscribe button, but I'll leave the option up to you. But with that being said, I will catch you in the next one.